Hey y'all, Rhonda here. Well, I did it. I went through and made little samples, some smudged on it, of the embossing powders. Yep, look at these. Aren't those fabulous? It's not twinkling too much. Oh, maybe there it is a little bit. Anyway, so now my life will be much easier. And I found some jewels in here that I didn't know that I had. But I have to read you guys something. Hopefully she won't mind. But let me pull this up. Okay, so my last video was on actually doing this, spending the time to make the little samples of the embossing powders, because you can't always tell exactly what everything is. So instead of spending the time, every other day looking for something, just do this, spend an hour or two, put these in your drawer, and you open your drawer and then you can find them so easy. Less hassle, less frustration, all of this. Excuse me. So, this video is for Miss Lisa and all the Lisas out there. So Miss Lisa sends me a note and she says, she cracks me up. She says, "Okay, Rhonda, you hit a chord with me. I'm getting back into all this. Long story. Embossing powders, I love them. I love the shiny, but I'm curious. Maybe I just haven't got there yet, but why do I need all the colors? Okay. What I was thinking was, if I have clear, then I don't need colors. My inks are colored. Also, is there really a difference between fine and extra fine versus regular? Someone somewhere said you need extra fine to do sentiments. Do you? I get the gold. There are a lot of different golds. There are shiny, vintage, etc. I have some from my mom when she passed. Looks like it's a sampler pack. Not a lot of any one color. Help me, Rhonda. Love that song. I love the pretties. Do I need the pretties?" Miss Lisa, you crack me up. No, you don't need all the pretties. Do you need some of the pretties? Sure. Do you need all of these? No. No, you don't. But we're going to play, and I'm going to show you the reason why you may want a glitter or a fine or a thick or an extra fine, or the different reasons why you might need a few colors in your arsenal. So let me clear some of this away, and we're gonna play. All right. We're gonna start off kind of simple. Well, all this is really simple. I have detailed black. I have what I would consider regular black. It just says embossing powder black. There's no detail, there's no fine, there's no thick. So I'll consider that just regular. And then here is black thick. All right. Let's start out with, we have our paper. And I always suggest to use I believe it's called an embossing buddy. You can get these in a little pillow form, or like this. This has a little brush tip on it. It's full of baby powder, baking powder. Yeah, baby powder or baking powder. Starch. Yeah, no, starch, not baking powder. There goes my my cooking mode. But anyway, you can, shake a little bit and then just rub over your area. And what this does, it keeps the powder from sticking to the oil and the different things that are on your paper. Because, just picking it up with your hands, you're going to have little oil spots. This is just going to save you some hassle. So just rub that over really well. And if you're using a dark paper and it shows up a little bit, it's fine. You just wipe it off when you're all done. All right, well, we're going to use this stamp right here. What do I do with my... There is a little face on there and then some writing. Okay. And yeah, it's pretty detailed. It's pretty small. And I know a lot of your sentiments aren't going to be this small, but we're going to use this and see what happens. All right, let's ink this up. I'm using Versamark, which is a clear, sticky ink. And you can kind of, I don't know if you can see it, kind of sticks. All right, and you can see how it's shiny on there, so you know you've got it covered. Okay. And we're going to stamp. And I always like to hold my stamp down just for, you know, a few seconds, just so it can really get in there on the paper. All right, now that does have a little bit of an image because I had some black residue from when I used this last, which is okay because I kind of like that. You can see, you know, your image. We're going to ink it up again. We're going to stamp it. Now the reason you want to use the Versamark, like I said, is because, let's see, we're going to use, let's use the detail first, is because it's going to stay sticky for, you know, just a little bit. Some of your inks will dry really quickly. So by the time you stamp it, you know, put your lid back on it. Okay, there's that one. Let me put this back in. By the time you stamp your image, put your cover back on your ink, your stamped image is probably dry. So you know, you want to make sure you use an ink that's going to stay wet for a little while. Let's use the regular on this one. Wow, that looks gray. It says it's black, so we will see. I always like to kind of tap it from behind. All right. There's that one. Let's put this back in here. And we're going to stamp it one more time, and we're going to use the thick, just so you can see the difference. Now that'll stay just like that until you heat it or until you wipe it away. Let's just stamp that one right here. ABC, 1, 2, 3, row, row, row your boat. How would I say the thick? And when you pour this out, you can tell that the granules are different sizes. That one's kind of bouncy there because the granules are big. Okay, like you can look at the differences. Haven't heated them yet. So here's your fine or your detailed, your regular, and then your thick. Excuse me. Back in there. All right, with your heating tool, this particular shape, now there's all kinds of brands out there that have this particular shape. This one, you can, you know, of course your heating part is much bigger. Does it work any better than the other ones? No. This just disperses the heat a little more, whereas your long cylinder heaters have more of an intense heat I shouldn't say heat because they both get just as hot. The wind, I guess, that it creates on there. The cylinder ones will sometimes blow the glitter or the lighter pieces of some of your embossing powders. It will blow it away. So you'll need to heat from the bottom. Like with this one, there's gold in it, but then it also has gold glitter. So the cylinder ones, like I said, that the wind that it creates is a little more intense as far as, you know, where it blows, and it will blow some of that off. So you'll heat it from the bottom. With these, not so much. So let's turn this on. I always like to just let it heat up for just a few seconds. And then when you're embossing, you don't want to do this number, okay? You want to put it in a spot not very far away. Oh, maybe, I don't know, 3 inches. I mean, you'll have to kind of play with it and see. Leave it in one area, and when it starts changing colors, when it starts getting shiny, then you move it to the next area. You don't want to sit there and just hang on to that area because you'll burn it. We're moving along, it's changing. We're going to move to the next one. And once it starts heating up and changing, it goes pretty quickly. Come on. This is very faint. This could be the old embossing powder. I mean, I didn't think they ever got old. Let me go on to this one. This is the thick that I'm doing here. And I always love to watch this. It's just magic. I heat this from the bottom. Let me see on this one. Yep. Okay. It's just, this happens to be a matte, it looks like. Because it did not get shiny like the other ones. I haven't seen that before. All right. So, let me see if I can get it to focus here. So here is your detailed, which you can read the words just perfectly. Your regular. And here's your thick. And that may be the look that you're going for. You know, if you're doing mixed media or different projects that, you know, you want kind of artsy looking. So there's the difference. And like I said, this one is really unique because it's not that black shiny like this one. It's more of a matte. All right. Set this to the side for a second. All right, Miss Lisa, why do you need colors? Well, like I said, you want to make sure that your ink will stay sticky, wet, long enough for you to sprinkle on your clear embossing powder. That's perfectly fine. What if you're doing a background and you want to do, excuse me, stamp on gold? I mean, stamp on black. Your colors aren't going to show up unless it's white. So that's why we need some color. Let's see. I have this word journal. Let's ink it up. And I forget. almost every time. Use my little embossing buddy. That's not going to keep it all off of there, but it's sure going to help. Okay. As far as the parts you don't want on there. All right, let's stamp this. Takes just a second. All right, you can see the little shiny image on there. And let's take, I don't know, some of these are pretty chunky. Let's see if this blue will work. It's a beautiful blue. Sprinkle that on there. And there's that unheated. Put this back in here. All right, let's get the heating tool heated up. And this is interesting because it's drying really dark. Or melting really dark, I should say. So that looks like black on black. Very interesting. All right, let's do it again. Because just like inks, not all inks will show up on black paper or dark paper. So not all embossing powders are going to show up the color that they're supposed to on a darker paper. All right, let's, you want to do a pearl? Silver pearl, let's see. There was I thought I had a peacock or something here that was really, that's white. We know white's going to show up. Okay, decisions. Let's just do gold. You can tell how fine that is. Okay, tap off the excess and see that really that powder does work. The embossing buddy saves you a lot of time and headache instead of getting your paintbrush out and trying to get all the little bits off. All right, let's heat this up. And I'll show you some other fun ways to use embossing powders. See how it's changing? I just love this. Very dramatic, beautiful. If you have something like with the glitter that you put on the black, that would be beautiful. Like the gold and the glitter would be gorgeous. Another thing you can do is, let me grab my tape here. If you want to lay out a design, if you have like double-sided tape that's heat resistant, make sure that it's heat resistant. And you can lay a piece down, burnish it really well. Take the backing off. Okay, you have your sticky there. Let's use a glitter. So if you want to lay these out in a geometric design, or just a couple of strips to add some accent, you're only limited by your imagination or by what you find on Pinterest. All right, so there's your strip. There's a little extra around there. Okay, let's get rid of this. And let's see what happens. But like I said, not all double-sided tape is created equal, so make sure it's heat resistant. There it goes. Starting to change. A little bit more. And there we have that. Pretty cool, huh? All right, and then let me show you something I've been working on. Is a journal, and this is a piece of vellum. And this is stamped and heat embossed. Same thing with the butterfly. Same thing with the butterfly over here. I think that's very dramatic. Love it. But make sure that your vellum is, is heat resistant. All right. Let's do something else here. Where's my... These are the Tim Holtz people. I love Tim Holtz people. Well, these girls, I don't know. She looks pretty happy. I don't know. We need to get them dressed up, ready for a party. That's all I have to say. So, with dresses like that, it's hard to be in the party mood, right? So Versamark, and I know the other companies, there's, like I said, other companies that make this sticky clear ink. But here's a Versamark marker. So there's a fine tip and then a brush tip on the other side. So what you're going to do is just paint whatever area, ink up, I guess I should say, whatever area you want colored. So let's, I don't know. Let's do her outfit underneath here. So we're using this just like a marker. Coloring that in. And then you can kind of pick it up and move it around so you can see the shiny where you've put this. All right. Now, if we use regular embossing powder, it's going to cover that up completely. Just like here. You won't be able to see anything under it. You can't see the black under this gold. It's gold, right? So there is something called Distress Glaze. Distress Embossing Glaze. That's made by Ranger Tim Holtz. There's a ton of colors. What this is you'll be able to stamp something or color like we're doing now and be able to see the image behind it. So this was something that I stamped, waited for the ink to dry, which just took a second, and then I went over it, inked it up with my Versamark, and then added the glaze. It gave it color, but I can still see the image just perfectly. So let's Let's just have her wear a little pink here. Maybe that'll liven her up. Okay. Tap all that off. So you see where we added the ink, that's where the embossing powder is staying. Put this back in there. I was getting the habit of always doing that because I don't want to end up with a big glob somewhere. All right, let's get our heating tool and heat this girl up. Oh, there it goes. If you need to hold it with tweezers, whatever, because you don't want to burn yourself. So now she's pretty and pink. Pretty cool, huh? I love doing that. You can still see the detail and everything of her dress, but it's just has a little tint to it. So we could do their hat, we could do her coat. I mean, you know, it's just endless. All right, and then let me show you another kind of embossing powder. Where did my little gears go? Let me see. All right. I don't know. I had everything laid out here just perfect, and now I can't find it. But anyway, so I have some more. So there's an embossing powder made by Ranger called Speckle. And here's a blueberry. Here's cotton candy. This one is mint chip. So you can kind of see on the bottom that there's different sizes, there's different colors in these. So this is a lot of fun. When I was talking about having to heat it from the bottom because of the different sizes, the little white and brown speckles are a lot lighter than the blue. And so sometimes your heat gun can blow some of that off. Oh, right there they are. Underneath my ink. All right, well, we have these little wooden chips. You know, we love these. They're cute. You know, they come in all sizes, shapes, themes. What do you do with them? Well, there's a lot you can do with them. I do a lot of steampunk stuff and, you know, journals and mixed media. And, all right, now I've lost my tweezers. No, I didn't. All right, so we have this inked up. So anyway, I do a lot of this. I'll ink this up, and I'm actually going to dip it in here. Nope. Okay. Now you can tell I got a lot of the blue and not a lot of the white and brown. So if I shake that a little bit, it's going to come to the top because it's a lot lighter. So I'm going to show you a technique that I love to do on stuff like this. So we're going to heat this up. And you can tell this particular gun is not blowing off the glitter or the chunky part. So see how it's turning? Getting shiny. Now while it's still wet, I'm going to dip it back in here. So this time I got several of the chunks. You can see. Maybe focus. Are we not going to focus? Okay. Now we're going to heat it up again. It's going to get kind of molty and gnarly. We could dip it 2 or 3 more times if we wanted to. And so see the effect that that gives? Like I said, it's bumpy, it's, you know, rusty looking. I love that. So there's that one. I mean, they make all kinds of different embossing powders. This one, this is called Gilded Ivory. And you can see the different colors on that one, and then look at the sample. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, just beautiful. All right. Okay, Miss Lisa. You just cracked me up. You bring a smile to my face, I tell you. I love it when you guys comment and ask questions. It's so much fun interacting with you guys. And I thank each and every one of you for that. But do the different embossing powders, detail, fine, regular, thick, does it make a difference? Yes. Is it going to last a long time as far as your little jar? Yes. So if you're doing a lot of, card making, you just stamp with, black ink or even colored ink on white, and you want to just use your clear, a clear bottle, any of these will last pretty much a lifetime. Can you stamp on black or dark colored cardstock with colored ink and then emboss with clear? No, it's not going to show up, obviously. The colors, the colored embossing powders show up beautifully on your dark paper. Remember here we used just a double-sided tape. Here we trying to get these girls in the party mood and use the Versamark marker. And then on these little gears, we use the Ranger speckle, like I said, that has all the different chunks in there. And I've done this, I don't know, 3 or 4 times on one gear to give it a certain look that I wanted. So do you need all of these? No. Is it fun? Yes. And that's what it's all about, fun. And you can even mix your own. If there's this one that you like and that one that you like, don't mix a whole jar. Of course, they have little tools, but you can get, little teeny tiny baby spoons for, next to nothing. But, get a little spoonful of the pink and then the green, mix those together and see what you come up with. I mean, that's fun too. But don't stress about it. That's why I made all these samples to put on top of the containers, because I was stressing. I was not having fun. I was trying, look, and what this one, and no. So now all these are going to go back in the drawer. It's a big drawer. So when I open it up, this is what I'm going to see. I can grab the one that I want and have fun. So I hope that helps. If you have any more questions, holler at me like Miss Lisa did. And I'll answer some more questions. Am I a expert? By no means, no. I enjoy it. I do a lot of heat embossing, and I have fun. And that's what it's all about. Don't get frustrated. If you're getting frustrated, walk away, come back later. Just have fun. All right. Well, until next time, guys, bye for now.